Dr. Bill Quain again, author, co-author really, of Revenue Sharing Shopping, Turn Your Biggest Cash Flow Drain into a Legacy Cash Flow Gain. Now, listen, I'm going to talk to you about a subject here that is really important. And it's something that separates this new revenue sharing shopping industry from things like network marketing and other industries. Now, here's the thing. I've heard for years, and as a college professor, I know other professors say this, and I used to say this. I used to say, you got to get people out of their comfort zone. Well, you know, I was in a lot of team building businesses, and you know what no one wanted to do? Nobody wanted to get out of their comfort zone. Why? It's called the comfort zone. They want to stay there. And it finally occurred to me, hey, listen, what we have to do is we have to find a business where people get to stay in their comfort zone, and wham, that's going to change the whole deal. So think about revenue sharing shopping. What's the one activity that you have to do in revenue sharing shopping? You have to, someone help me, shop. And you have to shop all online. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you know anybody who isn't shopping online already? And they love doing it. Why? Because they don't have to go out, don't have to, do their hair, dress nicely. You just sit at home 24/7 and get the things you want. And where is it delivered? It's delivered to your door. Now, that's a comfort zone. So I want to show you something. Look at this picture here. Here's a guy who's in his comfort zone. Doesn't he look comfortable? He's sitting there. But look what it is. His comfort zone is on a floor. And around it, it's got water. And in that water are shark fins, right? It's because that's outside his comfort zone. And everyone has their comfort zone. And they're saying to themselves, well, yeah, I'm comfortable in here, but out there, I'm afraid to go. So if you're telling them, hey, get out of your comfort zone, they're going to be out there with the sharks. They don't want to do that. Look at the three sharks there. We got the time shark with the watch on it. We got the money shark with the money clip. Okay. And then we got the unknown shark, because that's just one of those unknown things people are afraid of. They don't know what it is, but they're afraid of it. But can that person shop from there? Yeah. Now, listen, we'd like them to grow a little bit, but we don't necessarily want them to have to grow themselves. We want them to have to grow the floor. See, if you want to have more, you have to grow the floor. So what we want to teach people to do is to expand their comfort zone. We're going to tell them, listen, let's start out where you are. We'll take you exactly where you are, whatever you're like right now. All you have to do is shop. Have you ever shopped before? Yes. Have you ever shopped online? Oh, you have. How nice. You're in. And then as they begin to come into the business now their comfort zone expands, and now they'll feel comfortable enough to people to say, oh, would you like to try this? And again, they'll be talking to another person who doesn't want to leave their comfort zone. Everybody's in their comfort zone, but everybody has expanded their comfort zones. They're pushing back the sharks. They're still out there. They're still afraid of them. But guess what? They now have more power and capacity. And capacity in a human being is one of the biggest things we can help promote. We can help people change their lives without having to really change their lives. It's very, very powerful. And I'm just so happy to share this with you. And by the way, this is right from the book. Hey, Dr. Bill Quain back again. Listen, I want to give you the biggest message from my book, Revenue Sharing Shopping, Turning your Biggest Cash Flow Drain into a Legacy Cash Flow Gain. There's a message in there. I give it to you right in the beginning of the book. And here's the thing. You have purchasing power. And I know you don't think you do, because a lot of people, when they hear about this business, they think, well, why would merchants, vendors, why would they want to share their revenues with me? It's because you've got a lot of money. Now, let's take a look at this. I know you're saying, Bill, it can't be. I'm just an ordinary person. How much money could I have? let me give you an idea here. All right, so look at this. Let's suppose you make $50,000 a year. Now, I mean, most of the people watching this will make more than that over the course of their lifetime on the average. But let's just go with $50,000 a year because it's easy. And let's suppose you work for 40 years. Well, do you realize that you have $2 million in cash coming through your hands? I mean, you have it in your hands, $2 million. And what do you do with that money? You spend it. You shop, right? Well, think about that. And you're right now, you're shopping with that and it's draining out and you're not getting any gain with it. Now, think about this. You're just one person. But suppose 100 people got together in a community, like, let's call it one marketplace. Now, 100 times 2 million is $200 million in purchasing power. $200 million. Now, let's take 1,000 people, okay? That's $2 billion in purchasing power. Now, do you understand the power of that? Do you understand how attractive that is to vendors? Because that's concentrated in one marketplace, and it is one marketplace that is all concentrated there, and they can reach that and tap into that. So no wonder they're willing to share this back with you. Look, here's the thing. You got to let go of the feeling that you yourself are not worth it for a vendor, okay? Because you're part of a community now, and this community is definitely worth it for a vendor. Let's start swimming in the deep end of the purchasing pool. I got you.